From the hot air balloon capital of the world, this is Balloon Fiesta Live, powered by XTO Energy, a subsidiary of ExxonMobil. The 48th edition of the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, presented by Canon, is happening now in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And now, live and direct from the rooftop studio at Balloon Fiesta Park, here are the hosts of Balloon Fiesta Live, Glen Moyer and Lloyd Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the awards ceremony for the 48th Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, presented by Canon. And hello to those of you who will be viewing on Balloon Fiesta Live, powered by XTO, a subsidiary of ExxonMobil. I'm Glen Moyer, I think you know, and this gentleman is
Lloyd Jr. here, and we are going to be recording our awards ceremony today.
That's right,
and
first
we'll be able to put this up on our YouTube channel. We're not sending this one out live. We're recording it as live, and we'll get it online here maybe later this afternoon, and it might be tomorrow too, depending on what time I get home.
Depends on how much spare time he has. For those of you that have not finished eating, please continue, but in the interest of brevity and timing for this afternoon especially, and we know some of you do have to get on the road and travel, we'd like to get started this afternoon. First of all, we'd like to say welcome to all of you, and again, in the interest of brevity, rather than going through our list of countries of international pilots as we've done in the past, we would like to just have all of the international pilots and crew. If we could begin by having you stand, please, to be recognized. All of the international pilots and crew. Well done, and thank you for being here.
You know, this is Glen's 30th year being the announcer here at the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta. You can recognize him for that. 30 years from Glen.
You don't have to.
And so we thought we'd recognize all the pilots and crew who have been here for 30 years or more. If you're at the 30-year mark or more, stand up, let us recognize you.
In other words, all the old farts, stand up. We also know, of course, that this event can't continue without new blood coming in year after year after year. So if this is your first Balloon Fiesta, if you're a rookie, please stand up and let us welcome you, pilots and crew.
Look at that.
Very good indeed.
Good deal. Of course, there are lots of folks that work very hard all year long and for years in the past to get to this point. We'd like to get started by bringing up the president of the board of directors, Ty Young, to say a few words and introduce the rest of the board.
2 microphones. I feel special. Thank you. I'm glad there's not a dress code, or I probably wouldn't be allowed to eat in here. With a huge crowd comes the lack of ability to get changed before this party. But thank you all. It's my pleasure to have you all here. And I wanted to introduce our officers on the board of directors. Vice President, who has assured me he will be running for president in a very short time, Matt Guthrie. And the secretary of the board of directors, Al Tetrault. And I think our treasurer is here somewhere, is he not? He's right there, Dick Rice. And moving on to the people who really need a nap and have been working extremely hard, the rest of the board of directors, please raise your hands, stand up. Stand up, sure. And how about our executive director, Paul Smith? Where's Paul? He's probably still working. I have not seen him in here. He's probably still working after today's huge crowds. Hi, Mike Rice. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to our director of operations, Sam Parks. Give him a round of applause. He's been working his tail off this week.
Thank you all. As you can imagine, this is about hot air balloons, gas balloons, ballooning, families of balloonists, you name it. And the only way that you can do this is actually have a flight operations team to put all this together. At this time, I would like to recognize those that have been working for the last 9 days to put all the flight operations together. Henry Rosenbaum, Balloon Meister. Assistant Balloon Meister, Maury Sullivan. And to keep us all safe, I'd like to introduce Tom Bueno and the entire safety team. Please stand up. And the folks that are responsible for that safe, coordinated launch, I would like to recognize our Chief Launch, Michelle Healy, and the Assistant Chief Launch, Chris Padilla, and all the launch directors who are in the building. Please stand. Also, ballooning is all about weather, right? Right. We want good weather. And I would like to recognize the wonderful weather support team that we have here this year. Brad T. Meyer, Randy Lefevre, Bill Kelly, John Elwick, Kate Kelly, Robert Wise, and Duncan Donovan from North Carolina. Please stand up. And today we're going to be recognizing some champions. And those champions are judged by a wonderful scoring team. And I'd like to recognize our Chief Scoring Officer, Tammy Luna, the Assistant Chief Scoring Officer, Rita Brennan, and the entire scoring team. Please stand. And you know what goes up must come down. That's right. And so it is through the hard work of the landowner relations team that we keep good landowner relations for all of us Albuquerque pilots who fly here all year round. So I would like to recognize Nancy Wirtz and the entire landowner relations team. Please stand and be recognized. And balloonists, if you have any of the landowner cards, please just turn them in at the side door before you leave so we can recognize all those nice landowners that allowed us to land on their property this week. Thank you very much. I'll turn it back over to you.
Art. Yeah, I know he did. Thank you, sir. Thanks, Tim. I know. Hey, so we always got to do these little bits of business. If you've lost your iPhone in the bathroom, we have it. I'm not sure why I touched it.
And the pictures on it are really interesting.
Maybe we'll put those on the Balloon Fiesta Live as well.
We should show that on Balloon Fiesta Live. Why
hey,
not?
you know, if you haven't tuned in to Balloon Fiesta Live, it's on Facebook and on YouTube. You can get to all those archive shows from balloonfiesta.com. And I would tell you that there's some fabulous shots in there. We were talking about landowner relations. We got video from our balloon cam of 2 balloons in a field with a white sheet this year. So we've got people that are putting those sheets out there. You see them. We're now starting to show it to the world. We are over at 600,000 views on our show. We have almost 40 hours of video on from just this year alone. So it's a fabulous way to go back and check it out. We've talked about a lot of you. Most of you we said good things about. So you want to go back and see what we really said.
And not all, but
not
most.
all, most.
And we've had people, if you're traveling home tonight or tomorrow, we've had people even watching the archive programs while they returned home. I know one pilot told us the other night that his wife flew home from the Sunport all the way to Minneapolis, and she watched the show on the airplane on the entire flight home.
And at least 3 of our America's Challenge gas teams watched it on the drive back from Minnesota.
That's right.
So that was great as well. Hey, let's get on with the show here. We've got a couple of other awards to get to before we get to our overall and our task winners. We'd like to bring up from Quad A, the president of...
Before we do that...
Oh, we forgot one at the top. Sorry. Thank you.
Before we do that, this event is run by a great staff of people who Sam just introduced. They put everything together, but behind the scenes, there are literally thousands of volunteers, people that come out and give of their time and their effort and ask nothing more for it than to be a part of this event and to share this great experience with all of us. So if you are a volunteer in any form whatsoever connected to Fiesta, please stand up. Let us recognize you.
Couldn't do this without you. Thank you very much. Sorry, I almost skipped over that.
That's okay. I'm still training you.
There you go. All right. Now, from Quad A, the local balloon club, the president, Karen Wells, to present this year's Sid Cutter Award. Karen? Here she comes.
me, I'm bringing the lovely Sid Cutter, who's going to be presenting the award. The first award we're going to present tonight is the Sid Cutter Award on behalf of Sid Cutter. I'm just going to read this nomination for you. The first award was awarded in 1975. This award is a trophy presented annually in Sid Cutter's name by Quad A to the first person who has made an outstanding contribution in the sport of hot air ballooning. The nominee should be an individual whose extraordinary dedication has benefited the hot air ballooning community as a whole, and not just Quad A, and is someone whose actions and efforts are not otherwise widely or publicly recognized. All right. For our recipient this year, I'm just going to read this nomination. To whom it may concern, this person began his ballooning career in 1988 by obtaining his private certificate and quickly advanced to his commercial rating in 1989. He finished his LTA endorsements by adding on gas in 2000. Since becoming a pilot, this person has built an impressive aviation resume, dedicating time and energy to education, philanthropy, leadership, growth of organizations, and became a founding member to 3 organizations and over 12, oops, I messed this up, sorry. This person is a contributing member to more than 12 ballooning organizations and a founding member to at least 3 organizations in North Carolina, as well as repeatedly being elected as president, board member, and chair member of various organizations through his time as a pilot. Some of his most notable contributions include chair of the BFA Safety and Education Committee, president and founding member of the Aero Club of America, North Carolina Chapter LLC, BFA president, as well as serving as the current director of operations for AIBF. He was the 2003 silver medalist at the BFA National Championship and honorably represented the U.S. in 2004 at the World Championships in Australia. This person has a true passion for the sport of ballooning, demonstrated by the time, effort, and humility he shows with his interactions in the general public and pilots around the country. Every winter, as part of his mission to continue education and develop safer pilots, this person volunteers his time to travel extensively to safety seminars around the United States and leads conversations on pilot decision-making, situational awareness, and accident analysis. He has a genuine interest in every person listening to his talks, hoping that the words that he shares will improve how pilots approach their decision-making and risk mitigation. He is a true educator. He takes time to answer questions, speak with pilots on the launch field, and point out practices that can be improved in a receptive manner. Moreover, this person is just as receptive to feedback on his own processes and welcomes questions from onlookers, fellow pilots, on why he chooses to perform a task the way that he does. Through my personal interaction with this person, he has become a beloved mentor to both me in and out of the basket. In spite of his very busy schedule, this person has taken his valuable time to teach me the fundamentals of competition ballooning, target strategy, understanding rules and tasks, aggressive maneuvering, and most importantly, competing with class and a smile on your face. Through his example, I have come to understand that being a pilot and a local ambassador, while admirable, is a minimal contribution that one can make to the sport that we all love. He has encouraged me to be observant and become a problem solver, fixing and overcoming challenges that affect the entire ballooning community. He has impressed on me the importance of being generous with my time, being amiable to lifelong learning, and leaving a legacy for the next generation of pilots to learn from, to look up to, and to be proud of. In short, there are few candidates more deserving of the Sid Cutter Award than this person. He has contributed over 30 years of service to the ballooning community, working relentlessly to ensure it has sustainable future for both competitors, ride operators, and fun flyers alike. There is not an LTA pilot in the U.S. that has not benefited from the work of this person. And it is my honor to nominate Sam Parks, without reservation, as the Sid Cutter Award. Sam, if you'll come up here. Okay.
Yeah. Not sure I can. Okay, wait a minute. I got it. I'm not sure who wrote that nomination, but that was quite nice. Thank you for that recognition. Thank you to the Quad A Balloon Club that I've now become closer and closer to now that I live here in Albuquerque. And thank you to Jewel Cutter for giving me this award. This is nice. Thank you.
Thanks, Sam, and congratulations. Well deserved. Next, we would like to bring up to present two more prestigious awards. A member of the board of directors, and I'm proud to say a longtime good friend of mine, Mr. John Davis.
Glen, thank you. Speak into the microphone.
Into the top of it, like that.
Do you want to hold them for me? I look forward to this honor every year of being able to present these awards. The first one is the Heritage Award. And for all of you who've been around for a while, you know that we started this in recognizing people who had done something for the Fiesta that was aside from what you normally see. A behind-the-scene person, a person who does a good work. We've had a good time with it, and this is particularly an enjoyable one for me because this person was one of my students. But we have an agreement that we're not going to tell old stories because we think that the statute of limitations has not run out yet. So we're going to keep this one above ground, okay? But we had a little bit of trouble figuring out what we could do with this, and normally we send past presidents their pin package and their patches and their programs and everything else. And so Lisa and I got together and said, well, let's not send that stuff to George. And the first thing he said when he got here is, what? Well, first of all, I called him and said, George, you're coming to Fiesta this year, right? And he said, no, I don't know. I said, George, you didn't understand. You're coming to Fiesta this year. Oh, okay. So when he got here, he said, I didn't get any pins or programs in my package. I said, we'll get to that. So, but a lot of you know George Hahn. You spent time around him. You learned how to fly from him. He may have been your examiner. He may have repaired your balloon at Airco. You may have dealt with him on the board of the Balloon Fiesta and as our president. And a lot of what he's done still is helping us today in the Balloon Fiesta. Some of it we kind of go, that's okay. But George, congratulations. And there's and this is the number one pin. Every honoree gets a number of pins, and this is George's number one. But I have some more things here too. Come back here. Not that. Here are your programs. Here are your extra pins. And here is a plaque with your pin on it celebrating your award.
I cannot tell you how honored I am. I will tell one story. And this is absolutely true. John was my primary flight instructor many, many years ago. I want you to know that more than half of my flight instruction was above 10,000 feet. The reason is, by the time I got to about 200 feet, the basket started shaking.
You could have mixed a malt shake in that.
But John also taught me about being a pilot and what really brought this together, the Fiesta. And then I heard one of probably the best explanations I've heard of being a board member and being involved many years came from Dick Rice this morning. He says, you know, after looking at where we were 40 years ago, 48 years ago, to where we are today, I am so thankful that I did not screw this up. Thank you so much.
George, here's the back of the It's almost a gotcha. And Sam, congratulations. I forgot to mention that. Welcome to the group. It's a pleasure to have you as part of the names on that list. So, okay, let's shift gears here. George is doing autographs later on. Not yet. Okay, after the party's over. Every year the Fiesta, actually the past presidents of Fiesta get together and get nominations for the Balloon Fiesta Hall of Fame. We have a meeting and talk about the different candidates that have been proposed. And the candidate this year is a really good person, a person who's helped the Fiesta a lot, but a person that a lot of you may or may not know, because he again was kind of, he was up front, you know, you could see his face every morning at the pilot briefing, but otherwise you never really saw what he did. Although I do have a request of the weather crew. Can you make the graphics bigger? So even my reading glasses can't read some of that stuff up on the screen. No, yours don't work either. But been involved with Balloon Fiesta for more than 2 decades. Tremendous scientific background, which gave Balloon Fiesta, or not just Balloon Fiesta, but gave you pilots an opportunity to fly well and to fly safely. And I think that really benefited Fiesta from all that he did. So I could talk some more. I'm about to run out of voice up here, which all of you would love anyway. So, Randy Lefevre. Randy, congratulations. Thank you for all you've done for Fiesta, and we appreciate it, and this is our way of thanking you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, and thank you all. This is very much a surprise. It has been fun. I've enjoyed meeting and working with all of you, and certainly the City of Albuquerque and New Mexico Aviation in bringing the profiler and other things to Fiesta. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, that's it. That's all I got. You need anything else?
We'll put you to work tonight. We already know what a great reporter you are from this morning, so we'll have you join us tonight. Thank you, John. Okay, our stage manager just wandered away. So next up, we are going to begin the awards presentations with the Sid Cutter task winners. This was on Monday when we flew the Sid Cutter Memorial task with the SS Sid Cutter out on the field. So I'd like to have Mark Sullivan and Jewel Cutter are going to come up to help present the awards for us. We had, as you know, the point of the task is to try and get your marker inside, or actually on the bow of the boat, and if not, then inside. We had 3 pilots who placed markers inside the boat. And in third place, winning $500, Mr. Tomas Hora. Tomas has had to catch a plane to get back to the Czech Republic, but Mark is accepting the award on his behalf. Thank goodness that's a fake check, because we all know Mark too well, don't we? In second place, this one was a lot of fun, winning $1,000 because he called Art up on the tower while we were still on the air shortly after, going, how did I do? How did I do? Who else was in it? How many were in the boat? What do we do? Second place, winning $1,000, Blair Kaufman. And I think they told me Blair and his gang are outside, so maybe. Okay, there they are. Great. We were concerned you might not get the word. Come on up, Blair. Congrats, Blair. And in first place on the Sid Cutter task, winning not only $1,500, but also the traditional Sid Cutter plate. He is the 2-time defending champion of the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, Maury Petrin. Which is more important to Maury?
Yeah, the real checks get collected over in the corner there from Susan Dunn. So it's time for the overall winners, don't you think?
Well, I suppose so.
They didn't sound very enthusiastic, though, did they?
Okay, we'll see you guys next year. Thanks.
Don't you think it's time for the overall winners now? There we go. All right, let's start at 10th place. When we call your name, we have a lovely plaque up here. Before we call the names, though, I'd like to get Henry Rosenbaum and Sam Parks up here to actually present the awards. So, Sam and Henry, if you'll come on up here. And let me add my congratulations on the Sid Cutter Award.
Absolutely. Well done, Sam.
We'll bring you to the center here as well. There we go. So in 10th place, Travis Gauthier.
We might add that each of the top 10 receives this beautiful glass reproduction of this year's official poster, along with their placement on it.
Congratulations.
In 9th place, Lane Walters.
In 8th place, Sean Rea.
Sean here? His daughter is.
His daughter is.
Okay.
All right. Come on up.
This is Victoria.
Victoria. She says she was flying. Dad was just along for the ride. All right.
I know we're trying to get youth into ballooning. That's a great example right there. In 6th place.
Tied for 6th.
Tied for 6th. Oh, my goodness. So we'll need both to come up. Do we have 2 trophies?
We'll fix it.
We'll fix it. Good answer. Okay, tied for 6th place. Mark Trianis
and Megan Skelton.
Can you guys move to one side? You're blocking everybody's view back there. Move over to. By the way, Megan, my name's Glen Moyer. Nice to meet you. It's an inside joke, folks.
Not so inside because you explained it all on Balloon Fiesta Live one day when she was coming in on the target.
But who watches that show?
600,000 people and counting every minute.
All right. In 5th place, this is another one I'm really excited to announce. A very dear friend, Sandy Graff.
Congratulations. In 4th place, Daniel Liberti. All right. Before we get to the top 3, no one managed to ring a poll on Friday, and of course, no one had the opportunity to even attempt for one on Thursday. But so there were some prizes up there. In addition to cash, there was also a brand new Digitools set. And so we are going to draw for that using your banner numbers. So Henry has put all of the banner numbers into his random number generator. And Henry, if you want to hit the button there, banner 268. Banner 268, are you here?
Must be present
You have
to
to,
win.
yes. No 268. All right, we hit it again. 697. 697. Next. 93093. 93. Next, 44044. Nope. 10010. Zarek Wells. Oh, it's empty.
Trick or treat.
We didn't mention it was a Digitools case.
It's a set of stealth instruments.
Just the instruction manual.
Right.
In case he had one. All right. Thanks, Henry.
We're up to the top 3. And as you come forward and receive your award, we would also like you to take your place on the podium. And for photos, obviously.
So we have a medal, we have a check, and the trophy poster as well.
So is it a blank check or just...
No.
No. Okay.
Sam's got it. He's not showing anybody who it is.
Well,
He's
how
gonna
do we know how much they've won?
$5,000 goes to...
Third place, Bruce Wood.
Glen Moyer's going to cash it for him? Is that the deal?
I hope he takes installments.
And up on the platform there. And the medal. All right. Congratulations, Bruce. In second place with $7,000, Brandon Bloom.
And in first place, winning...
We haven't got the medal presented
in
yet.
a moment. Okay. Sam will give us a sneak peek. $10,000. Winning the coveted Sid Cutter trophy. To have your name added to the plaque, or to the base. And the medal. And the beautiful first place poster. Champion of the 48th Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, presented by Canon, Chris Liberti.
Ladies and gentlemen, your top 3 for the 48th Annual Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for attending. Thank you for a safe fiesta. We still have the Night Magic Glow and a farewell mass ascension tomorrow. So let's continue to fly safe. Those of you traveling home, please drive carefully. Come back and see us again. And on behalf of my colleague Art Lloyd Jr.,
Watch us on Balloon Fiesta Live. This will be posted sometime in the next 24 hours.
have a great day, everybody.
Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.
You've been watching Balloon Fiesta Live, powered by XTO Energy, a subsidiary of ExxonMobil. Always in October and always in Albuquerque, the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta is the world's premier ballooning event. This program is a production of AIBF Inc., all rights reserved. Thanks for watching Balloon Fiesta Live.